So this is a demo session where we speak a little bit about fundamentals, right? So the other people may not know basics of content management system. So let's get started with the basic stuff. So what is a content management system? Okay. So it is a web application which is designed to make it easy for non-technical users to add, edit, and manage a website. Right? So a few years back when CMS wasn't in picture, so what we used to do was a normal Java application or a .NET application used to be built for a website. So the main hassle with that was, let's say you wanted to change content frequently. So you wanted the JSP developers or your .NET developers to update the JSP file or whatever .NET file that is responsible for bringing up the view. So if I had content change every day, they had to go and update the content on the code file. The moment you update something on the code, it needs to go through a deployment cycle. So it used to be daily releases. So that is the reason why they thought of building a tool where authors can go and add, edit, and manage a website. So who are the authors? So these authors are the people who are non-technical users of my website. So if you look at AEM, right, there's a specific URL where you go and let your authors log in. It's called the site admin. So don't worry, we are going to look at how to get the AEM started and all of that. But the basic idea here is, let's say I have a website. Okay. The job of an author is to build your website where he drags and drops components and he builds the pages. So your website is comprised of pages and the content within each page is editable. So if you look at this, now to edit this, right, it's a in-place editing, which means you could directly go to the page and edit something here. Let's say this is new content. Okay, so the moment I say OK, the change shows up immediately. Right? So this is the main idea of any content management system. It allows non-technical users to add, edit, and manage the entire website. In addition to this management, a content management system also gives you some features, right, where you could have workflows. Let's say I modify this content and I have about 20 to 30 authors in my organization. So the moment I modify this content, I don't want this content to be published directly. Right? Let's say I need to have some kind of a review mechanism where this content goes to an approver for reviewer. Okay, it goes to an approver or reviewer. Only once the approver approves it, then it is going to be available to the end user. Right? Which means I want to add a few steps into my entire process. So such a thing is called a workflow. Okay? So any content management system also needs to provide you with a workflow mechanism. So that is the second aspect of a content management system. The third aspect is who all can get into your machine or what permissions do they have on different paths. So you need to have a kind of a user control mechanism or a user access mechanism that is also provided by our content management system. Okay. So AEM is one such CMS tool. The next question that may come up to your mind is which are the other tools in the market. Okay. So some of the other CMS tools in the market are Sitecore. You have, these are all .NET based, like a Sitecore you have. Then there is IBM CMS, which is also doing a very good job in the market. There's Documentum, which is a .NET based CMS. You have Drupal, which is an open source. Okay, there's a PHP based one. WordPress is a PHP based one. So there are a lot of other things in the market, other CMS tools. Then Actron was doing a very good job in the market and a lot of websites used Actron. But what was the problem with Actron? Okay. So Actron lacks support to integrate with external systems like analytics. Okay, so now comes the question. Whenever I talk about digital marketing, is it just enough if I build my website? No. So it's just not enough if you build a website. The main intention of building a website is to increase your brand presence. How do I increase my brand presence? Okay. Let's say I want to understand some data about how my website is doing. How many unique visitors per day, or how many visitors visited my website yesterday between 2 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that way, these are the filters that you could add. You could get data about who is viewing your websites, what is the lead conversion, or what time or how many web pages did my user visit yesterday, how many mobile users are visiting my website. So you need to get all of these analytical information. So how do I get such analytical information is through use of analytics. This Actron, right, it supports integration with external system like analytics and automation. That is the reason Actron went out from the market. Then next came IBM WCMS. This is one of the top CMS systems and it ruled for about 2 to 3 years. But what was the disadvantage with this? It used the concept of Java applets. So whenever you have an Java applet, it is a legacy way of building applications. And you use an eFox editor when you work with IBM WCMS. Now again, this is a huge learning curve to learn applets with eFox. But yes, the advantage of this IBM WCMS was it had good configurable workflows, but the main disadvantage was Java applets. Then there came in Sitecore, WordPress, Magnolia, Document, right? Each of it has its own disadvantage again. So let us understand where Adobe CQ5 or what is the advantage of AEM over all these CMS tools. Before even understanding the advantages, okay, let's understand why somebody chooses AEM or what are the kind of points that an architect looks at while choosing AEM over other CMS tools. Till this point, any questions, Ashish, around the fundamentals?
No, I'm good, Rishi.
Right. Okay, so how do architects or people who evaluate tools choose AEM? Okay, so there are some standard reports that people refer to. The first one is called Forrester's. This Forrester's is a standard reporting tool or it's a go-to point for any architecture team. So they go and evaluate Forrester's CMS tools evaluation or let's say Forrester's digital marketing report. The moment they go into this one, they see that which are the leaders in the market and they find out there are some parameters on which they name tools, okay, they evaluate tools. So if you look at the digital marketing space, Adobe is the leader here, be it any of the tools. So when I talk about Adobe Marketing Cloud, okay, there are some solutions in the Adobe Marketing tool. So if you look at those, let me show you a diagram here. So when I talk about Adobe Marketing Cloud as an umbrella, so it's a combination of 6 solutions. So all these 6 solutions cater to the digital marketing need. The entire requirement for a digital marketing is to increase your brand presence. So how do you do that? Is to increase lead conversion. How do you do that? So Adobe Marketing Cloud has been named pioneers. Okay, be it your Forrester's reports, be it your Gartner. There is another standard tool called Gartner's, which is used to evaluate products. So if you look at Gartner's Marketing Magic Quadrant, Adobe has been the named again. Okay, it's been named a leader again. So I'll share this document with you. Let me. would go through these, okay, why it's name leader and all of that stuff. So the moment architects evaluate this, they see that they pick up the leading tool and then they try to evaluate those tools. Okay, so let's say this is the Adobe Marketing Cloud, which has a combination of 6 tools here. So our experience manager is used to build a website, right? It's not just enough if I build a website. I need to get information around how the people are viewing my website, which pages are leading to the conversion, right? A conversion of a visitor into a buyer. So such things you get through usage of analytics, or how many mobile users from 1 a.m. to 2 p.m., something like that, and how many mobile users and how many people are revisiting my website, and all of that information. There is a tool called analytics. Okay? So Adobe Analytics is one such tool. You could also have Google Analytics, and there are a lot of other tools. Again, in the analytics space, Adobe Analytics is the #1 tool. Okay? So combination of your AEM with analytics is a very powerful combination. So the next tool that Adobe has is, nowadays, right, once you have a website, you would see that your website is pinned to the social websites, be it your Facebook, it could be your Twitter, it could be your LinkedIn, Pinterest, and so on. So let's say I view a web page, and let's say I'm on Amazon.com. I like a product. Right? Don't I like a product? I could like a page. I could like its FB page right from the product page. Or let's say I'm a company that sells clothing line, and what I would want to do is I would want to integrate my website with Facebook. I would want to pick up all the users whose interest is biking. Because I'm a clothing website, people who are interested in biking can come to some specific clothing page in my website which sells biking, let's say it sells jackets. Okay. So based on your likes on Facebook, I could personalize pages. So how does this integration of Facebook happen to my website? So your Adobe has a solution called Social, right, which allows you to integrate, which allows you to log in Facebook users to your website. Right? So you don't need to have additional coding activity to do such a thing. There is already a connector which you may need to configure. So that is the use of Adobe Social. Any questions on this one? Why Social came into existence or what it exactly does? Ashish?
I'm good.
Good. So we understand that we understood 3 solutions now. Experience manager is the part that we are going to focus on. In addition to it, we have social analytics. If that is the case, what is the use of this target here? Okay. Let's say you are a user who views on mobile website. So depending on your segment, depending on your behavior, okay. Let's say you are from California, the same page, okay, the same URL, let's say the home page. I'm Amazon, okay. The home page for a mobile could be different, and the home page for a California user could be different. So you're creating different views for the same page, right? Which means you could have different content for the same page depending on some user behavior. Right. So that is that solution that does that for you is called Adobe Target. So you could target different users with the same URL, and you could have different look and feel. So basically, it all helps you to create personalized experiences. Same page, but a different rendering for different users. Now, how do I classify my target of users is what happens in your Adobe Target solution. You would have a segment of users. Right? An example I gave you was either it could be geographical location, it could be let's say based on your mobile, based on the kind of device that you use. Right? Same home page could have different views. So you create different alpha beta versions of the same page to different user segments. So that's the whole idea of target. This becomes a very important aspect, right? Personalizing your entire website. People would love to see personalized websites. That is the Adobe target for you. Then the next thing in your marketing cloud is media optimizer. Okay, so let's say you're Bloomberg.com or you're something like a Reuters.com, which is a news website. A news website has relevance only if it has the most updated content. Okay. Let's say I have my news reporting team who are at the disaster site. So when they're at the disaster site, right, the moment I click a picture of something, it needs to immediately get into my website. And I know for a reason that my website renders to multiple channels. It could be my mobile, it could be my desktop, it could be my tablet. So the moment I click a picture, how about having a cool feature where I directly upload that picture to my website? I don't even need to put it to a drive, hand it over to the author. The author in turn is going to add the image component and do all of that stuff. It allows you to immediately upload pictures with multiple renditions. It allows you to crop the image. It allows you to rotate images. It allows you to do a lot of effects on your image. So that is called media optimizer. Right? Immediate upload of images with these cool features. That's a solution that media optimizer provides. The final thing is your campaign management. This becomes a very important aspect in any website. So let's say you're a product line. The moment I launch, let's say I'm Microsoft.com, I have a Windows 10 launch next month. So I need to target, or I need to run a campaign, or let's say when I run a campaign on all the users who are using Windows 7, I may need to send a newsletter to them, or I may need to have a teaser for them saying Windows 10 is launching next week. Right? So all of that is related to my campaign activities. So there is a separate solution called the campaign management, which allows you to create these newsletters, email campaigns. It could be teasers, right? All of that stuff. So that is called as the campaign manager. So all of these solutions put together is targeting your marketing solution. Okay. So this is called the Adobe Marketing Cloud. Is it clear? This is the leading. See, you may have different solutions. You may have different CMS tools. It could be your IBM CMS. It could be TeamSite. But all these put together gives you one powerful solution that no other tool gives you. So this is the Adobe Marketing Cloud, which is leading in the market, by the way. So now that you understand this fundamentals, there are small demo videos. I've given URLs of those videos here. Okay. So it's a quick 2-minute video about every solution here. It will understand. It will help you understand better. You could have a look at those. So now all these 6 things under one umbrella is the reason why Adobe Marketing Cloud stands out. Now let us understand how AEM has advantages over other CMS tools. So the main thing with AEM is it offers, you spoke about DAM. So any website, digital assets become the most important part. So what Adobe offers you is, it gives you a powerful centralized ability to manage all the digital assets. What do I mean by a digital asset? It could be your images, it could be your videos, it could be your documents like your PDFs or any kind of Excel document or whatever. So that becomes your digital asset management. So what Adobe gives you is, it gives you a capability where it enables organizations to manage and manipulate content in a centralized location.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at what that centralized location is, let's say I go to the DAM console. We are going to see how to form a URL, how to access the DAM and all of that. But this is the centralized DAM console that I'm talking about. So if you look at the folder structure here, let's say I'm a company and I can have multiple websites under my company. So from this centralized console, I can go and have a look at what are the different assets available. It could be by movies, it could be my icons, it could be my images, right? Everything is organized here.